Hey, hey, hey. Happy Wednesday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff Mackler, back once again as your host here at the Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com. And of course, I forgot to change out today's date. Like a dummy. Like a dummy. So let me do that real quick. As you can see, I got the new mic. So that's why I completely forgot about changing the date on today's show. So hurry up, Photoshop. Let's go. It's really quick once I get Photoshop open up here. So let me go in and. All right, come on. What's going on here? All righty. Get rid of that. Grab this. Move that. Almost done, almost done. And I just have to save it. And there we go. Now we will have the correct date. Give it a second here to finish up. Ta-da! There we go. Now we get the right date. So, as you can see, I got the Shure SM7B today. And of course, I got it just in time for me to hook it up, mess around with it a little bit, but not enough to have the sound completely the way I want it yet. So, yeah, what can I say? Anyway, welcome aboard. Tonight is Wednesday, June 10th, 2020. That's why I had to change the date up in the corner there. Tonight is episode 499 of the Daily Dope. Yes, tomorrow will mark the 500th episode of the Daily Dope. So if this is the first time you've joined me, let me point out, normally I have the date correct, so we don't have to wait a couple of minutes for me to actually start the show while I screw around with Photoshop. But this is a very, very casual show. Most of the time, we're just talking about tabletop gaming news, talking about what's going on, hanging around in chat, blowing off a little steam, having a good time. This is not rocket surgery by any stretch of the imagination. But I do always like to point out that if you do like the video, by all means, give it a quick thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed by now. And if you do subscribe, ring that little notification bell because it will not only let you know when the Daily Dope streams live, Monday through Thursdays, right here on YouTube. It'll also tell you when I upload my standalone videos as well, which got plenty of stuff on the horizon, especially when I take my week off after tomorrow's show. Keep in mind, there are still going to be videos popping up. Just because I'm not doing the Daily Dope for a few days doesn't mean I'm just taking a complete break, just taking a break from the live show. Also do want to point out that when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Of course, since this is a live stream, that also means that there is chat available on YouTube. It's not on screen. It's one of the ways I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do pay attention to chat. So if you'd like to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question or a comment, by all means, chime in and I will respond. So far, we got the chat cooking already. We've got a Gray Day, John Vogel, Dan from No Enemies here. We also have Marwinius is hanging out as well. So Dan is saying that the mic sounds great. It better. For what I paid for it, it better. So the one thing with the Shure SMB, I should say SM7B, is this is a dynamic mic. Previously, I was using a condenser mic. So, for an example, when Pinky comes down here, Pinky might be all the way on the other side of this room, of this house, basically. And if she's caterwauling, you hear it. Not with this. In fact, I can be talking. I'm just talking in a normal tone right now, a little louder, but I'm not like yelling or going like really projecting. But if I talk normally and I move further away from the mic, you'll notice that it just gets really quiet and then can't hear it very well. So that's why with a microphone like this, I do have to kind of be right up on top of it. Not completely on top. It's about an inch away from my mouth here. So glad it sounds okay. Still got a few little tweaks to go with that. So Great Ace says, I have a polka band in my basement right now. Is there's something that makes it sound like it's a polka band? And the one, and the two, and the three. Oh, and you can't hear it. Yes. Actually, that's not a bad idea because down here in the Duct Tape Studios, I have the furnace that the furnace kicks on, which is also the air conditioning as well. So it's always like some background noise. I don't have really loud fans on the PC, so that kind of helps. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so this should cut down some of the background noise, and hopefully this should end up sounding pretty good once I tweak it to exactly how I would like it to be. One thing I do want to mention, Dan from No Enemies Here had mentioned yesterday that he had emailed me about getting into a role-playing game that I'm going to be running. I got to be honest, Dan, I have not seen the email. I'm not sure where you sent the email to. I don't know if you sent it to Jeff McAleer at thegaminggang.com or what. I have not seen it. So just wanted to let you know. All right, so we've got a good amount of news today. We're going to jump into that in just a moment. I'm going to grab a quick sip here. My voice is a little scratchy because I had been talking for about an hour nonstop, listening, recording, listening, recording, listening. So, and also do want to point out that tomorrow is going to be a live Q&A. We're not going to do news tomorrow on the show. We're going to celebrate the 500th episode of the Daily Dope with a little bit of a behind-the-scenes tour of the Duct Tape Studios, I like to say. And you'll be like, oh, man, I can't believe it. You're going to be like, really? Jeez, seriously? So don't miss that. If you have an opportunity to tune in and catch the show, by all means, please do. Might even have some prizes. I don't know. I'm trying to work something out. See what happens. So Flaming Huron's in chat. Good to see you, Flaming Huron. Thanks for popping in. So Dan from No Enemy says, I forgot to send it again yesterday. Come in as part of the posse. Oh, so you didn't send an email? Because I was like, where the hell did this email go? I'm like, I don't even have it in my spam folder. What's going on? It's not even junk mail. What the hell's happening here? So, okay, that's cool. I think we're going to play a week from this coming Sunday. I got to double check. We will find out. All right, so let's jump on into the news. Because this fall brings a new release from Worthington Publishing. I've got the dope on The French and Indian War. The French and Indian War is a strategic game on that conflict in America during the peak war years of 1757 to 1759. One side commands the British and its allies, while the other commands the French and its allies. The object of the game is for the British player to control enough key locations in New France to win the war. The French goals are to protect New France while pursuing its own strategy of gaining territory in the American colonies. The game has 3 campaign years, and each year is followed by a winter phase. The winter phase has supply attrition functions for army units and fleets returned from deployment. Each campaign year has 11 turns and a possible 12th turn. Each turn has a player phase for each side. During the player phase, players can make one move. Moving army and ship units cause battles between those units when movement ends in a location with units from both sides. The battles themselves reduce the strength of units, cause retreats, and the winner of the battles control the location. Game can be played in alternating turns or can be played with simultaneous turns. The French and Indian Wars is for 2 players, ages 14 and up, plays in 1 to 2 hours, and is available right now at a pre-order price of $60, with a final retail price set at $70 when it arrives in October. Interesting. I am a fan of the French and Indian Wars / 7 Years Wars because it doesn't get gamed a lot. So, as an example, yesterday we were talking about a little bit about Battle of the Bulge and how even if it's a great game, do I really think we need another Bulge game? Not necessarily. Whereas the French and Indian War, there aren't a ton of games out there. Although I do have to admit, I really do dig the Academy games. Oh gosh, it's one of their Birth of America games. Now I can't remember the name of it. I think it's 1754, I think is the title of it. I think so. I don't think it's 1757. Maybe it is 1757. So Dan is like, yeah, Montreal. Yes. So yes, and Dan says Worthington's actually making a Battle of the Bulge game. I know. I saw that today. First thing that popped in my head was, we were just talking about we don't need another Bulge game. We don't need another Bulge game. Let's get Tina Turner to sing that for us, right? So it's Wednesday. I like talking about war games on Wednesdays. How about another piece of wargaming news? Because now available from GMT Games is the Men of Iron Tri-Pack. I've got the dope. Backed by popular demand, the first 3 games in the Men of Iron series, Men of Iron, Infidel, and Blood and Roses, it's out in the Tri-Pack. But wait, that's not all you get. We're throwing in the Battle of Agincourt from C3I, issue 22. The game that started it all, Men of Iron, covers the reemergence of infantry in the early 14th century, along with a more perceptive understanding of the value of combined arms warfare and the effective use of defensive terrain. The scenarios highlight the key elements that made these battles so fascinating. The defensive power of the longbow, especially when used in coordination with dismounted or even mounted men-at-arms. Agincourt covers Henry V's famous victory during the 100 Years' War. Yes, on St. Crispin's Day, or is it St. Crispian? I think it's St. Crispin. St. Crispin's Day. The second volume in the Men of Iron series, Infidel, focuses on the major battles of the early Crusades era between Christians and Muslims. This is a period that saw cavalry reign supreme and pitted the European mounted, armored men-at-arms, which relied on furious and direct charges with sword and lance, against the Eastern European / Turkish light cavalry tactics, focusing on the efficiency of its mounted archers. Blood and Roses focuses on the battles of the Wars of the Roses in England between 1455 and 1487. This was warfare in which most men were truly of iron, heavily and totally armored to such a point that their mobility was suspect. It also featured the introduction of gunpowder, mostly field artillery, in noticeable numbers. And while many English men-at-arms were mounted, they did so almost entirely for transport. Most fighting was on foot, and it was quite vicious. The Men of Iron Tri-Pack is for 2 players, ages 14 and up, plays in 2 hours or more, depending on scenario, of course. And it does still carry the P500 price, as of today, of $59. The MSRP for the release is going to be $95. Let me repeat that again, because yesterday we were talking about a fantastic deal on Imperial Struggle, and you get the same thing right now with the Men of Iron Tri-Pack. It is going to carry an MSRP of $95. You can grab it right now, as long as it hasn't changed in the past couple hours. The P500 price of $59. And interestingly enough, if you got one of the games, so Infidel, I reviewed Infidel. What am I thinking? Zinfandel? Infidel. Yeah. Infidel. Actually, it's like a pinky here, which she was just down here. You didn't hear her either. I have like a hair from Pinky, kind of like on my nose, and it's like distracting me. Anyway, I did review Infidel. What was that, Pinky? Nobody can hear you. No, you can carry on all you want. Nobody hears you. You'll get to see Pinky tomorrow. I will actually share some video of Pinky so people get to see that it's a cat that really does exist. It's not just some tape recording I play. Anyway, I was going to say, if you get one of the games, say for an example, like Blood and Roses or Infidel, they run like $55, $65. So right now, you could get the P500 price of $59, get all three games, plus the Battle of Agincourt. That is one fantastic deal. And I do want to point out that you probably want to take advantage of this sooner rather than later, because I already got a copy of the Men of Iron tri-pack. I will be doing an unboxing of it as well. But as you can see, this is shipping. So that normally will mean that P500 price is not going to be there for long. So Dan from No Enemies here is like, stop it. You're going to make me buy it. So a Grade A says, I have the originals and I like that the counters contrast with the map well and they are easy to read and see. One thing that I really liked about Infidel, why do I keep saying Infidel? Infidel. I guess I need a glass of wine, huh? One thing I really liked about it was not real rules heavy. It was, I'd say, lower end of medium complexity, how to learn how to play the game, yet it still captured a very good feel for that era, at least in my opinion. So also, lots of mileage in the tri-pack, says a Grade A. There's about 20 to 25 battles total. Yes, that is certainly true. Very cool. Very nice. All right. So yesterday, I had shared the bundle of holding, which happens to tackle the core books for the German fantasy RPG, The Dark Eye. Here's the dope on the second bundle, Dark Eye Kingdoms. Watch out, adventurer. This all-new Dark Eye Kingdoms bundle is a companion to our newly resurrected The Dark Eye bundle, featuring the English language edition of the leading German tabletop fantasy role-playing game, say that 5 times fast, from Ulysses Spiel, The Dark Eye. If you don't have that January 2018 offer with the core Dark Eye rulebook and many early supplements, you should start there. Then return for this new companion offer with recent English language rules expansions, location source books, scenarios, and atmospheric music that opens new frontiers in the realm of Aventuria. For just $14.95, you get all 5 titles in this offer's starter collection with a retail value of $54 as PDF ebooks and audio tracks, including the major rules expansion Aventuria Compendium, the 2-part Theater Knights campaign. I thought that was more than 2 parts. The White Lake and the Blue Tome, and 2 short heroic work scenarios, Legacy of the Dyke, and What Greater Prospect for Adventure, Turnip Harvest. Ah, yes, the Turnip Harvest. If you pay more than this offer's threshold price of $30.42, you'll level up and also get this offer's entire Kingdoms collection with an additional retail value of $68.50, with 6 more titles in the Warring Kingdoms series, a war-torn campaign setting Ulysses Spiel funded in a Kickstarter campaign. Get the complete Warring Kingdoms source book that details the 2,000-year feud between Nostria and Endergast, along with the Armory of the Warring Kingdoms equipment book, the key adventure New Bonds and Ancient Quarrels, the Warring Kingdoms map set and figure flats, and Sound of the Spheres, a 20-track collection of atmospheric music for your game selections. For some strange reason, Ulysses likes to have, not that it's a bad thing, Ulysses likes to come out with music for the role-playing games. They did that with Torg. They've done it with like each of the Torg like setting releases. Remember, if you don't already have the core rulebook and early supplements, for the Dark Eye, be sure to check out the other bundle I talked about yesterday. These savings do continue through June 26th. 10% of your payment after payment gateway fees will be split evenly between these two offers, selected charities, Direct Relief, and the National Police Accountability Project. One book I'm a little surprised that we don't have as part of this bundle is the Magic book, which took years and years for Ulysses Spiel to actually translate into English. I think it was like in the last, 6 months, because I know they kickstarted it. So I know that is out in PDF, and I don't think it's been out very long. It's maybe been out since October or November of last year. I'm kind of surprised it's not part of this, and it's not part of the other bundle as well, because that was one of the things that people were critical about the Dark Eye, is that not a lot of magic without the Magic book. So, I don't know, kind of surprised. But still, a pretty damn good deal. And as I mentioned yesterday, the Dark Eye is interesting. It is an interesting system. The adventures are interesting too. It's low fantasy. If you're looking for more along the lines of like European folk tale kind of adventures, that is right up your alley. And I got to be honest too, you can always kit bash it to whatever system you want to run. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to run the adventures in the Dark Eye. Then again, that's just kind of me. That's how I like to do it. All right, let me grab another sip here. So I have to ask, did anyone hear Pinky? Because she was down here and she was pretty noisy. I don't think anybody heard her. Hooray. Oh, she's okay. She's a good cat. She just likes the caterwaul. My cat, Smokey, she's pretty quiet. She's a pretty quiet kid. Pinky makes up for it. All right. So Gray Day says, no, didn't hear Pinky at all. No, I didn't think so. I didn't think you would hear her anymore. Plus, any other noise that's going on, probably not going to hear it with this microphone. So pretty cool. And hopefully, I'm not going to say anything. I'll be quiet for a second. Hopefully there's no like hum or anything like that. I don't think so. I didn't see anything. So I would hope that the silence is silent. All right, moving right along. Let's get on to our next news piece, because Paizo Inc. has revealed their free RPG Day releases for 2020. Guess who's got the dope? Paizo is proud again to sponsor Free RPG Day, and we're excited to unveil our adventures for you today. First, we have Pathfinder Adventure, Little Trouble in Big Absalom. Always living in the shadows is hard when you're a clever and regal creature like a kobold. Now it's time to make a name for yourself and bring honor and prestige to your clan. In Little Trouble in Big Absalom, you take on the role of one of 5 kobolds from the Hookclaw clan, tasked with exploring a treasure-laden vault discovered by a team of Hookclaw diggers. Enticed by the potential wealth, the kobolds brave dangers everywhere in what turns out to be, spoiler alert, before being asked by the kind old lady to retrieve her magical hedge trimmer from a neighbor's garden. Little Trouble in Big Absalom includes 2 mini adventures that can be played back to back or alone, filling in as much or as little time as you have for Madcap Adventure. In addition, the 5 pre-generated kobold characters provide a preview of the upcoming Pathfinder Advanced Player's Guide in this exciting offering for Free RPG Day. Grab some dice and some friends and play the role of determined kobolds. Then you've got the Starfinder adventure, Skitter Home. Even the most helpful six-armed heroes sometimes need a little rest and relaxation. But while on vacation to their home world, our veteran Skittermanders come face-to-face with a threat far more dangerous than they could have expected. Once again, this fuzzy crew must save the day. In these unique adventures, players can tackle 2 harrowing incidents in any order they wish, or they can play them separately as standalone sessions. In the first, they party at Redamander, a festival celebrating a lunar eclipse on the Skittermander's homeworld, but are forced to confront a villain who attempts to sabotage the festivities. Damn you, villain! In the second, their underground hunting expedition turns into a rescue mission when Stridermanders, massive, terrifying cousins of the Skittermander species, wreak havoc in the caves. In addition to these versatile adventures, this book includes 4 pre-generated characters that are ready to play with full stat blocks and backstories. The inside covers include all of the maps needed for the adventure. Skitter Home is a raucous affair written for the popular Starfinder role-playing game. That was not misreading that. That was miswritten. It's intended for 4 4th-level Skittermander characters who are looking for some fun before jumping into action, like the helpful heroes they are. Join in the fun. Grab a copy of Paizo's free RPG Day offerings while supplies last. These special adventures were created specifically for Free RPG Day 2020. The print editions will be available for sale, and free PDF downloads will be available on Paizo.com 30 days after Free RPG Day. And if you weren't sure when Free RPG Day is, it's July 25th. So game stores are still going to have Free RPG Day, so that's cool. Seeing that everything else has been canceled. I saw the Nova Open was canceled today. So I think just about any gaming convention has been unplugged, except for Dragon Con. I haven't heard anything about Dragon Con. We'll have to see when the Madman pops in to chat next. I think tonight is his Gaming Wednesday, so we won't see him hanging out in chat. I'll have to ask him tomorrow if Dragon Con had canceled or not, because everybody was canceling except for Dragon Con. I don't know. I have no clue. Another free stay-at-home, play-at-home download for Dungeons & Dragons has arrived from Wizards of the Coast. Here's the dope on Helteril. Expand your Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus game with 4 new adventure locations, complete with plot hooks and NPCs, plus 5 new magical items, all found in the holy city of Helteril. This supplement adds more challenges for characters of levels 5 to 6 who enter Avernus through the city. Save Helm's Shield Hall from attack and rescue Hellriders and the famous paladin Omthar Froom. Visit the famous tavern A Pair of Black Antlers to claim a legendary treasure. Explore the infernal horrors of Dragon Eye Dock House. Get a taste for exotic meat at the Owlbear Butcher Shop. There are maps and a printer-friendly version included as separate files. Elturil is in hell. It's up to you to save it. This product is meant to be a companion to Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus and does require that adventure. This is a DM's Guild Adepts product. It is started and managed by Wizards of the Coast. It brings together some of the best talents created for the DM's Guild by Creative Development. DM's Guild Adepts products are identified by the gold ampersand logo. Right now, this 31-page adventure supplement is available for free as a PDF download from Dungeon Masters Guild through June 12th. Not a lot of time to snag this. And you do notice this is not one of the D&D Adventurers League releases. That's why I'm actually sharing some interior pages to it, because it's actually got some little bit of graphic pop to it, unlike the Adventurers Guild releases that are just, just print. That's it. So, a Great Ace asks, is Dungeon Masters Guild part of the Drive-Thru RPG and Wargames Vault? Yes, they are. Yes, they absolutely are. That's why if you go to thegaminggang.com, you'll see that our top banner ad will change. changes. It should change every time you go to a different page. But we do share banners for Dungeon Masters Guild because they are also part of the One Bookshelf series of sites. Anyway, speaking of Dungeons and Dragons and actually the Dungeon Masters Guild, there is a new 5e supplement available from Arcanist Press. Here's the dope on Ancestry and Culture. Character creation rules for 5e that replace race with ancestry, culture, and mixed heritage for awesome new PCs. This was from a successful Zine Quest Kickstarter. Play as the child of an elf and an orc, or a tiefling and a halfling. Play a character of one ancestry who grew up in a different culture. Have you ever wondered why there are half elves and half orcs in your favorite fantasy role-playing game, but not half tieflings, half dwarves, or half gnomes? And why only allow orcs and elves to have children with humans and not others? Why can't we play the child of an elf and an orc, or a gnome and a halfling? What's more, what if we want to play a human raised by elves, like Tolkien's Aragorn, or a halfling who grew up among orcs? Wouldn't such characters be different than a halfling who grew up among her own people, for example? It would be a delight to be able to play such a diverse cast of characters with such a wide range of ancestries and cultures. Well, now we can. This 70-page zine of rules and original fantasy art allows for the easy creation of a variety of new ancestral and cultural combinations and types without having to make big changes to the core game rules. What's more, they've replaced the problematic concept of race as it is traditionally used in character creation. Ancestry provides those heritable traits a character might receive from their parents, such as height, average lifespan, and dark vision, and culture provides such teachable features as weapons training and ability. This frees us up to play the characters we want to play, without all the baggage, and provides us with many more options, just dripping with role-play potential. In addition to the new character creation rules, Ancestry and Culture also includes 2 adventures, The Light of Unity and Helping Hands, suitable for players of all ages, which highlight the themes of this title. This 70-page PDF is available right now at DriveThruRPG. I believe it is also at Dungeon Masters Guild. It does carry a price tag of $9.95. So whenever I talk about DriveThruRPG or Dungeon Masters Guild, or even if you go to Wargame Vault, by all means, please stop by thegaminggang.com first. Check out one of our banner ads, click on that, and that way, if you do happen to make a purchase, then I get a little portion of that sale. And all those little portions add up, and they really do help keep the Gaming Gang around. As I point out, I don't have cheapo hosting for the website, and just about month in, month out, people making their purchases by clicking on our links and through our banners pays for the hosting. And I don't have GoDaddy hosting, folks. My hosting is like $70 a month. So pretty cool. Very cool. So let's see. A Great Ace says tickets are still on sale for Dragon Con. I don't know. I know the Madman said he was not going to go, but the problem becomes, can you get your money back? I don't know. I have no idea. So, but yeah, I had kind of, I got to be honest, I kind of have a bad feeling about Dragon Con because Dragon Con is kind of a all about the money sort of show, as far as I know. Not to say that every convention isn't about the money. Come on. It's like staying in business, right? But Dragon Con, you know, they had that controversy a few years ago about one of the founders, and and then he wasn't part of it anymore, yet he was still making money from it, and people were very upset. I don't know. So Mark Clement says, Dragonfire will kill all the viruses. Here you go. We're all set. Cosplay kills COVID. Bingo. There we have it. Cosplay kills COVID-19. All right. So that is it for the news tonight. I am hoping, fingers crossed, don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I am hoping to maybe shoot the unboxing video for Imperial Struggle tomorrow. Yes, because I don't have to do a whole lot. I don't really have a whole lot of prep I have to do. I'm shooting a little bit of video with my iPhone to show people what the Duct Tape Studios looks like. And then after that, really nothing. So I think I will be doing my best to get Imperial Struggle unboxed. Maybe get my Tales from the Loop starter set review, and maybe start working on my Enemy in Shadows review too. So as I mentioned to open the show, I got a lot of stuff heading our way. So should be pretty cool. And I did see that I believe Looney Labs has shipped out the SpongeBob SquarePants Flux. So I know Dan from No Enemies here is very, very pumped about that. So Dan, it's coming soon. Keep your eyes peeled. All right. So that is it for the news. Let's see. Anything kicking in chat? Not really. Not, well, guess not. Hey, that's okay. That's no problem. Quick show tonight. That's cool with me. Hopefully, the video's good. Video looked a little washed out yesterday. I don't know. I have been kind of playing around a little bit, to get more of less of a video kind of look, and more like cinema look. But I don't know. It can't screw around with it too much because then it looks goofy. So Flaming Heron says, if people have questions, should they submit them before or have them ready for tomorrow for the 500th episode? You can just hit me up in chat. That's okay. That's fine. Like I said, we'll probably spend about an hour. The behind the scenes look is probably no more than 10 minutes. So there isn't like a lot of space for us to traverse. So, but yeah, we'll spend about an hour just chewing the fat. Something a little different than our usual, just doing the news and stuff. All right, that is it for tonight's show. So as I like to always point out, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you do subscribe, ring that notification bell, because it will not only let you know when the Daily Dope streams live Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube. It'll also tell you when my standalone videos, such as unboxings and such, get posted as well. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Those of you who watched live, thank you very much. Always appreciate people hanging out, keeping me company, so I'm not just babbling on into the microphone all by myself. But if you're unable to watch live and you catch the show after the fact, maybe even on Memorex, I certainly appreciate that as well. Thank you to anybody who spends a little bit of time checking out the show on a regular basis. All right, so that's it for tonight. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night / Thursday morning. I will be back tomorrow with episode 500. So until then, as I've been saying during this pandemic, be smart and stay safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel by clicking right here. And of course, if you want to catch up on past episodes of The Daily Dope, check out this playlist. And if you'd like to see what YouTube's recommending you take a peek at from the channel, just give a click right over here. Of course, I'm Jeff McAleer, and once again, thank you very much for watching.